Has anybody got any questions for David?
Or is everyone depressed?
Excuse me, I'm intrigued about your position on going global, especially with cloud computing backing up. Because at the end of the day, you don't really care where it is.
Yeah.
So it's
Yeah, it's got some sense of inherent contradiction. So I guess if I sort of flush out the sort of potential contradiction, so what I'm recommending against is putting a sales team in France, putting a sales team in Germany, going to Singapore, going to Australia, going to China. I think there's a load of folly by just saying I'll open up another office somewhere else in the world. If you can do it through having a service which you don't have any effectively cost of increase to take it into another market. So it's a server that sits in Lithgow and it'll do whatever you want for wherever. I don't mind some low-cost experiments by doing some electronic DM or even viral marketing into remote markets. But if you need to do something like customize it, like make a double byte version when there isn't currently a double byte version, or a right to left character set when there isn't one, I wouldn't invest in those at the moment. So it's, if you can take it out in somewhere else virtually free, it'd be okay. But I wouldn't.
Is that the whole point of cloud computing? You can virtually take it out.
If you've built it right. So if you've architected so you've got a single byte instance, and you would need to rewrite some of the code for double byte to do Japanese, Arabic, and Chinese character sets.
I'm finding that IT is like medicine.
Yeah.
If you can't read or understand English, then even the developing and the developed countries, they all speak English. I know that's a fairly arrogant statement,
yeah.
But I think as the market matures, then you will get localization through language. But right now, if the solution is strong enough, then they'll take it in English.
Yeah. I guess I've got a slightly different take on that in many ways. In that the bits of cloud which I think are taking up best are ones which are really vertically niche and really, really specialised. The number of what are called generic cloud platforms or platform plays that could go global is pretty limited. And my usual sort of offhand statistic is if 10,000 companies set up to build platforms, one of them will succeed. Because there's only a limited number of platforms that are going to be there. The SaaS plays or cloud plays that are doing really well are ones that are very focused on niche. And if you take, say, like an HR one, you would need to spend a lot of money to make an HR SaaS play that would work with every set of legislation in every country in the world.
But if it's a generic service like flexible benefits, then
even that's pretty tough because there are taxation difficulties that around benefits management in each country in the world.
email process.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you that one.
Picking a little bit,
Yeah.
HR is an interesting one.
Yeah.
I was looking at what the guys at Zoho are doing,
Yeah.
where they've outsourced the localization to their customers.
Yeah.
So they build a generic platform, it's got the workflow in there, and they let the customers customize it to what they call their business needs,
Yeah.
which is a euphemism for business stroke, locale stroke, regulatory
Yeah.
needs. So, I mean, there's a couple of these guys who've done it really cleverly, and like you said,
Yeah.
if they've already included Unicode character encapsulation,
Yeah.
all that kind of good stuff, they're ahead of
Yeah.
themselves. But for the rest of the software player who haven't thought that way at the time of build,
Yeah.
I buy what you're saying.
Yeah.
I think you need to redefine your. I think saying local
Yeah.
is the wrong thing to say. I mean, in technology, local doesn't mean anything. I mean, local, right? Local. The economy in Scotland's not worth very much.
Yeah.
You have to be global, but setting up sales offices all around the world is stupid.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that maybe you need to use your words more carefully.
I think it might be focused.
Right. Okay.
Broad play is quite a dangerous thing at the moment, I think. It's pick one or two things that you can really give it a go for and go for them properly, and don't spread too far out of it.
Have you got a thing? Got a theory about time wasting? That something that's coming up in the last few weeks. We're saying, for Christ's sake, stop building things that waste time. And
Yeah.
in the last few years, there've been quite a lot of things that waste time.
Like social not working, as I've called it. There's actually a neat little player that I've come across, something called Rescue Time, which sits in the background and on the machine there, a Windows version as well, and monitors what you're doing all day. What type of websites you've been to, classifies them, and whether they're news ones, searching ones, what application you've had open, are they mail, productivity ones. It gives you graphs each day as to where you spent your time.
Terrifying.
Yeah. And you can do it for businesses as well, so you can see where your team are spending their time. And it's frightening the amount of time, because I did a little bit of an experiment around the house, the amount of time people spend on shopping sites, but they don't realise it. Or they just nip to the PC World site to see how much it would cost. And the average time loss on shopping sites is huge. It's more than social networking sites. So I think anyone who can come up with a reduced time wasting tool, yeah, I'd buy that one. Sorry, just one.
Mentioned like, where do you see business process optimization? I think it's in your growth areas.
Yeah.
Is that BPO, as in business process outsourcing, but I'm talking about making assets sweat.
Yeah.
Because if you look at both public and private sector,
Yeah.
it's doing more or less.
Yeah.
And I was just wondering, is that not a growth area? Is that something?
I think if I was running a business process optimization consulting business,
Yeah.
I wouldn't be feeling all that comfortable, because the amount of welcoming for broad-scale consulting interventions at the moment is pretty limited. But the areas in the technology area, I would say, have still got some value. Things like business activity monitoring. So you would take your sets of middleware tools that are process tools with business intelligence right at those at the point of decision. So if you're in a call center and saying, can I make this offer or not, would it be profitable? Rather than having to contact the supervisor, you get some analytics at the point of decision to be able to do it, be able to restructure business process. There's a counter to that though, which is there's fiddling around time. I've seen some of the call centres where people look to change process very often rather than just get on and do the basics of what they're doing. And the more you take excess labour out of business processes, the less time in many businesses there is to actually spend looking at optimising. Because you need a bit of fat in there, you know, to be able to have some time to spend looking at what you can optimise. If you cut to the bone, there isn't any of that left.
So it's all about business reporting and visibility. That's what I think the problem is. Because
Yeah.
you're good to react quickly. I was just wondering in terms of the business process optimization tools.
Yeah, I'm seeing a bit of that, but to run business process optimization tools, you need to have enough elasticity in the labour pool to have people to do it. I'm finding a lot of that's being cut out. So it's like if you keep 5% more in the labour, you might be able to take 10% more efficiency out, but no one's keeping that fat in there to be able to spend, to be able to look at that.
Maybe the contracting office can go over
Yeah.
Robert.
Mobility, particularly pick on that. Impact on mobility, obviously Google last year with its phone,
Yeah.
applications, new models.
iPhone. Yeah.